Yay, we're live, YouTube, Spotify. This is Talk and Talk. We are in the immersion, just a conversation. Today we are talking about independence, and I am Bruna, the hostess tonight. This is not a class. Nobody here is going to teach you guys anything, neither correct or do something like this. It's just a safe place to talk. All right, tonight we're talking about independence. As I was saying, it's not a class, but if you want to take classes, you can find more information in our website. There are classes available for beginners and intermediate students in French, Spanish, and English. Well, this is just a safe place. I really hope you guys enjoyed the topic. I'm going to split us in the breakout rooms because there are 10 talkers here, which is a lot. So I'm going to split us in the breakout rooms. Today we are going to have 3 guys in each room, okay? So if your room gets empty, I might send you to another room or bring you to the main room, okay? Then I think it's more comfortable when the room is with 2. I don't know if it's too nice, but it's okay. I just need 1 minute to split us. If you need any help in the breakout room, there's a button there called Ask for Help. You can just click and I can go to the room to help you. And I think that's it. We're going to have, let me just see here. We have a lot of boys tonight. I will keep the girls with me, okay? So I'm going to have Rose, Italiano, Victoria in the main room, and Charles, Felipe, Murilo, Fernando, João, and William are going to the breakout room, okay? I think it's going to be better like this. And I really hope you guys enjoy the talk. At 8:50, I'll bring everybody back. Be respectful, and the most important thing is to enjoy, okay? Make mistakes, and don't forget to start introducing yourself. All right? Let's go, guys. Enjoy the talk. Ladies only here in the main room. Well, let's start introducing yourselves. I'm going to start with you, Tai. Can you share with us who you are?
Hello, girls. My name is Tayane. I am 27 years old, though the last one I said 28, but I was wrong. So I am software developer. I am living in Belo Horizonte now, but I am from Salvador. And I think that is it. Yes. Nice to meet you all.
Yes, and I'm really happy that you got a new job, because I'm really happy for you, because we talked last week and you were unemployed. So yeah, now you got a job. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
It's okay. Very good. It's really good to have you here. Rose, how about you?
Hi, I'm Rosani. I'm 30. I'm an English teacher, and I'm so excited to talk about this topic and this song because I really love this song. I mean, I love Beyonce, so it's just,
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, that's it. I'm an English teacher. I speak English since I was a kid, and I participated in a few movies at Talk and Talk, and it's really nice. And that's it.
Yes, it's always good to have you here. We've known each other for so long, so every time you are here, I get really happy. And I couldn't choose this topic and not to bring this song, It would be a shame.
Exactly, it's really nice.
Very good. Vic, how about you? Can you introduce yourself?
Good evening, girls. I'm Vicky or Victoria or V or whatever they want to call me. I am 24 years old. I live in Rio, and I don't know what to talk about me more.
Oh, it's okay. No problem. We will get to know each other during the talk too, so it's all good. And I'm Bruna. I work here on Talk and Talk as a community manager and also as an English teacher. I've been here since September last year. It's always a pleasure being here. I love this place, and I love choosing the topics that are part of my life and of my moment. And 1 year ago, that was the subject that was like in my heart. And it's really good to bring it again and to discuss about independence one more time. So I want to start with you girls, asking you, what is the meaning of independence to you? Like, how do you see it? Is it only about being able to pay things, like to afford stuff, or it's more than that? Rose, I'm going to start with you because you said you were excited about talking about it. So let's hear from you. What is the meaning of independence to you?
I think, I mean, because of, the lyrics, I got excited because, it's a really meaningful song, especially for women, because there are many women around the world that don't have the chance to be actually independent because of, laws and patriarchy and everything. So I think independence, it's not just about money. Of course, in the lyrics, and Destiny's Child, they talk a lot about money, because, I think in a certain way, money gives independence to women too, especially to women. So when women are empowered and they have their own money, they buy their own things, they don't need to tell anyone where they're going, what they're going to do. They just do it because they know that they are self-sufficient. And this is pretty much what happened in my life. And I think that being economically independent is really powerful to women, but also it comes with other independence areas. Like, you can be sexually independent, you can be free to choose if you want to have kids or not, if you want to get married or not, if you want to have a relationship, be in a relationship or not. And no matter who you want to have a relationship with, it all counts, because you don't owe anybody any apologies or any kind of you don't need to tell anybody what you're doing, because you take care of yourself. So I think being independent means that you're free to choose how you want to live your life without caring about what other people are saying about you. I'm sorry, it took so long to answer.
No, it's okay. It was really nice what you said about the women in the world, right, and how we are treated. And maybe for most of us, like, having this buying power is the first step, right? Like, being like financially independent is the first step in order to achieve and to be where we want and to achieve the things we want, right? And I think I've been experiencing it, and now that I have like a stable job and my own money, I am experiencing new stuff. This year I like traveled for the first time. I bought the things I want. Like, I bought this furniture, like, like for my bedrooms, and all of these came with financial independence. So that's really, really good. Tai, how do you see independence? Do you agree with Rose? Is it only about buying power? Share with us.
Well, I think Rose already said everything. And by the way, you're speaking very well. So I think it's kind of like that. There is, we live in a capitalist everything. So money has, there is this control on everything. And some women experience some things because they don't have, they choose to do some things because of money. And there is this song of Beyonce that I didn't remember the name, but she says something like, the guy wants to break up with her, and she said, okay, go on, I can live very well without you. And she started to show them what she can do without him, and with her own money. And I think it's not only about this. There is sexuality freedom, and free to choose if you want to get married or not, have child or not. But when you have the money, you actually can choose these things, because the money allow you to do these things. Sometimes you cannot choose some things because you don't have the money, and sometimes you have to, I don't know how to express this idea, but you just have to accept, because you are not the one who is paying for. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's the most important, but yeah, it's more heavy, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's not just about the money itself, right? But about going out to work, or like even if you work from home, you know, it's about feeling like literally feeling you are doing it, you know. It's not just about the money itself, right? Very nice what you said, Ty. Vic, what do you think about it? Do you agree with the girls? How do you see it? Share with us.
Yes, of course, I agree with both. Like, só um minuto, tô em aula agora. Aham.
It's okay, Vic. No problem at all. When you're ready, you can talk. Okay. It's okay.
Sorry, my
It's okay.
son and my stepfather. So yeah, so I agree with both. Like, it's about money. It's about our power. It's about our rights. Like, it's still a fight. Like, we don't have all these things, unfortunately, but yeah, we are fighting for it. So of course I agree with both.
Yes, and it's really nice because I know like the story of like each one of you, you know, and it's really nice to have you here and like hear from you your experiences. You know, of course we are not that close, but like I know a little bit of your stories, and it's really nice to have you here and like hear from you this experience, you know. We were talking about freedom, right? So I want to know from you about the concept. Is freedom and independence the same thing? What is the difference between these two words? I must confess I don't have an opinion. I need to think a little bit more, so I will ask you. Vicky, what do you think? Is freedom and independence the same? How do these two concepts differ?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's the same, because when you have independence, it's not freedom, because there is a lot of things that, you know, I don't know, freedom is like something that everybody just imagine. Nobody knows what is real freedom like. So I don't know. I never think about it, so I don't really know.
Yeah, no, it's difficult. I totally agree with you, and I understand, you know, it's not easy at all. Maybe freedom might be the right to go and like come and go, and independence. I don't know, maybe I need to Google it because I have no idea. Rose, what do you think?
Yeah, I was trying to even search here to see if I could bring something to my mind, but I think these two are similar because if you're independent, you don't depend on anybody, you just depend on yourself. Not that you are not going to count on people, it's just that you don't need them to kind of live your life, you know? And I think along with independence comes freedom because you don't need to follow anybody's rules when it comes to like social rules. You know, you can do whatever you want if you feel comfortable on doing something and it's not criminal, I hope. So then it's something that you comes with independence. So I think they're correlated, you know. So I think that's it. I mean, I never really, as Victoria, I never stopped to actually think about and reflect on this, but I think they are correlated. One comes with another.
Yeah, very good. Yes, I liked what you said. I found a guy explaining here on, and I will share with you, but before doing it, I want to hear from Ty what she thinks about it. What do you think, Ty?
Well, I went to make a little research because I in my mind this have a big difference, but I cannot explain. So I searched it, and it's kind of Rose said. In the independence is more like you can live without depends on anyone. You can do whatever you want, and freedom is more about you can speak what you want. You can I don't know how to explain this in English. So, but I think it's more freedom. It's like you can be a LGBT person in each state, country, you know. And independence is like you can live in any country because you don't depends on anyone, you know. In my mind, it's like something that.
Definitely. I loved the examples, the example you brought, and I totally agree with you. The example I found here was about riding a bicycle. Like you can ride a bicycle independently, like just you, with the freedom of going around the whole park or around the world. I don't know. You're free to go where you want, and you are doing it by yourself independently. So, but your example was like much better than this one. Okay, it was great. I loved it. Very good. Yeah, I totally agree with you, girls. I think that's the meaning, right? I want to know from you, how have you achieved your independence? So let's talk about our own experiences. If you have already achieved it or not, if you haven't, it's okay too. But let's hear from you. Let's start with you, Rose. How have you achieved your independence?
Well, financially speaking, I worked since I was 16. I've worked in some fields, and I started being more independent. I think actually independent 3 or 2 years ago, and that I would not need like anybody's help or anything like this, financially speaking. But I started working when I was 16, and I started realizing that, okay, this is what I want. I want to buy whatever I want, go whatever I want without asking anybody for money. And since then, I had this idea on, okay, I'm going to study and I'm going to work and get a higher salary to be comfortable and not to be so desperate on depending on other people, because even if you depend on people a little bit, sometimes there are some people that, not that they don't like to help, but it's just like you feel bad for asking for help sometimes. And I know that's important because, we're not in this world alone. We all need to ask for help at some moment, of our lives, and also help others when they need. But it's really nice to think that uh, since I was really, since I was younger, I had this idea on wanting to be independent, wanting to achieve, all my goals uh, through my persistence, and and I mean that's all. I mean that's where I started to actually realize that I needed this independence and also freedom to do whatever I wanted to.
That's awesome. Very good, very good. So it was like since you were like young, right? That's amazing. It was the opposite for me actually, because my parents have always been so overprotective and have always been really careful, and I didn't have a lot of freedom when I was younger. So I started thinking about being independent last year, actually, because I got older and I was like, oh, okay, now I need to do some things. I was working already for 2 years, and I was like, oh, okay, now I have my own money and I can do it. So, but I still don't think I have complete independence. I think I do need, like, I still depend on my parents in some stuff, mainly on doing the groceries, those stuff that they still do, but it's okay. Like talking about finances, I am, and it's good. I've been feeling more independent than some years ago, which is good. Yeah. Tai, how about you?
Well, the first step for me was moving out from my parents' house, because my parents is also overprotector, still now, and I started working last year, but I still living with them. And my mom is, sorry, mom, but my mom is so much controlled about everything. So it's, you are buying this, you are doing that, you can't go out, you can't do that. I work all the week, and sometimes I just want to go out the weekends, and my mom, no, because it's dangerous and that and that. And when I decided to move out, I changed to state actually, because one thing I have sure was, if I still living in the same city for them, my mom still going to do these things. So now is much better, I still don't go out, but now it's for my pleasure. So I'm always studying, but you know that you can do something, and you don't need to explain to someone. You just buy. You just have to justify why you buying this. You just buy it. You are paying. And that was my first step.
That's awesome. That's my goal for maybe 2024. Yeah, that's my goal, and I really hope it works. Next year, I'm gonna work a lot and save a lot of money to do it, and I'm sure it's going to be good. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Tai. Vic, how about you? How have you achieved your independence? Share with us your experience. Is there anything similar with the girls or not?
Yeah, it's more or less like Tai, because I'm still living with my parents, and I can do whatever I want. I can buy whatever I want, but it's not my money. I don't work for it. I don't, there isn't it's strange, because I can, like, I can buy, I can do everything, but it's not from my work. It's not from what I search for. Like, so yeah, it's really strange, and I'm still trying to be independent, but I'm still dependent from my parents.
And it's okay too, like, I think it's just like the phase of your life, and I'm sure you're going to achieve your independence. I am still not independent too, like living with my parents, and they do a lot of stuff here, so it's okay. It's just a moment of our lives. Okay.
It's funny because I have totally opposite experience than you guys, because my mom was never controlling. She would tell me, I mean, when I was a teenager, I could go out, I could go whatever I wanted, as long as I would, go to safe place. She would just say, oh, okay, just okay, be safe, be careful, don't come home too late. If you can come home, just sleep at somebody's house. But other than that, if I had money or somewhere to stay, I could, go out, even travel if I wanted to. It's because I'm not this way, But if I wanted to travel or go to any clubs or anything like this, I would do. So it's funny because and I'm the opposite with my daughter. I'm thinking like she's 9 years old now, and I'm thinking when she's a teenager, I'm going to freak out, because I even though I had this freedom, from my mom, still I didn't take advantage of this, like all of this. So I would be really careful. And I'm scared that she's not like me. She has freedom and she's not like me. So I'm kind of getting ready for her teenage years.
That's awesome. There is a question here about young people like nowadays. Do you think they are less independent than they should be? Like, because it's a bit like connecting question number six and seven, because like teenagers and young adults have been spending more time like living with their parents than it was in the past, right? Like some years ago. What do you think about it? Like, how do you see it? This long period of time living with the parents. Do you think this can be a problem? Share with us.
Who?
You,
Anyone?
you.
Oh, me? Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, I think that it's just a matter of perspective. I think if I had parents that would support me and would tell me, you can stay here as long as you want, as long as you can, study and be financially stable to leave home, I would be so glad about it. That's why I don't judge anybody who lives with their parents till they are 30 or 40, because they had this opportunity, and it's really nice when you have supportive parents. I wish I had, but my mom would always tell me, and my dad consequently would always tell me that I had to get a job. I had to study and finish my studies, like high school, and get a job and pay my bills and all these things. So it was kind of a rush thing, And I wish you weren't like that. So right now, I think the opposite. I mean, if my daughter wants to live with me until she's 30 or 40, I don't know, I would support her on that decision. I would, of course, I would want her to find a job and being financially independent and everything. But I think that it's really nice when parents are supportive of their kids because they can think about where the next step is going to be. I don't want my daughter to be rushed into a working life or being independent just because I want to get rid of her or something like this. I want her to have new opportunities, maybe opportunities that I didn't have when I was her age, you know? So I think that is great when parents are this much supportive and they are understanding of the situations, especially nowadays where everything's so expensive, you know? If you having a home and buying groceries is really expensive, even for a single person or just one person living alone. So I would be totally supportive if she would make that decision. I didn't have this chance, but I want her to have it.
Yeah, not yet, but the time
No,
will
not yet,
come.
of course.
Yeah.
But when she grows up, because I'm kind of blocking this, this
Yeah,
these
let's wait.
ideas of my mind.
Very good. Thank you so much. And yeah, like I think you said everything, it's not just about like, oh, I want to get rid of you, like just please leave my place, but it's about no, okay, like if you want to keep studying, if you want to, I don't know, like prioritize other things while you are, I don't know, like saving money or like focusing on something else, it's okay. I think each parent has their own rules. My parents has never like have never um asked me to help them in the bills, and which I think it's awesome. They really don't count on on me. on the bill, so I can save my own money and spend on what you want, what I want. But what Tai said about the control, you know, I think this is complex, you know. So yeah, a lot of things to think about this subject. But I want to hear from Vic now. And you, Vic, what do you think? Are younger people living too much with their parents? How do you see these? Are children or are young adults, not children, right? Young adults being less independent than they should be? How do you see this?
I believe it depends of the situation. Like if you're a family who has the chance to give something to you, like college or something that maybe in the future will help you, like don't get in trouble in real life, you know. So I can't see something wrong in it, but sometimes it isn't the situation. Sometimes just the person don't want to go out of her parents' home, and I don't know. It's really complicated because if the parents don't worry, I don't see a problem. But in my point of view, I believe it's a really strange. But yeah, I believe if it's in the like the parents are just giving a college, a course, or something that you help the person in the future, I can see a problem.
You said something really nice too about because we can see a lot of adults like just living with their parents because it's comfortable, you know, like you have the clothes or the laundry done, you have the comfort, you know, of living with the parents, and if they agree with it, okay, you know. But I think it's complex when you don't know how to do anything, you know. You are just like depending on your family to do stuff, and you don't know how to, I don't know, how to cook, how to make eggs, you know, like something basic. So I think the balance might be important, you know, like finding a balance. Yeah. Tai, how do you
Yeah.
see it? Oh, sorry, Vic. If you want to add something, go ahead.
No.
No? Okay. So share with us, Tai.
So I think that's more related to familiar relation, because I know people who move out from their parents' house too young. And I also know people who are adults and live until now with the parents. You know, for example, the fiance of my sister fiance, he's like 40 years old. He's a successful advocate, lawyer, successful lawyer, you know. But the relationship he have with his mom is very, you know, he maintain the house and they're really close. And he said that he just think about move out when he met my sister. That's not that long ago. And for example, my sister, in the case, she's moved out from my parents' house too early, you know. When she graduate, she's to move out and start to live alone, maintain her own house. But when they decided to engage, he asked her to move in with them. Now they live together to save money, to buy a nice house. They live together. they will live, they will move out the next year. But I think that's really cool, you know, because there's two different worlds. You know, my sister has a great relationship with my parents because she's the preferred one, but she didn't want to stay living with them because also my mom is very controlled and he not, you know, and I always think about I just can't, I will not can, you know. And his mom today, she like, oh, I love to live with my son. You are perfect. You two will be a great couple together. I think, you know, they choose to live together. You know, he is not there to provide anything, or because she will be, oh, you leave me. You know, they really choose to stay together. I think that's beautiful, you know. So I think it's much about the relationship, the familiar relationship, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because like a lot of couples, they start like living with the in-laws, right? Like with the mother-in-law or with the father-in-law, you know, with the in-laws, and then they, mainly the men, like don't think of living somewhere else, right? Like don't think of having their own place because the relationship with the family is so close that you can't imagine yourself living somewhere else, right? So it's really nice that your brother-in-law has this good relationship with his mom, you know. That's awesome. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing, and I really hope they can build their own place soon, you know, and live together. That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, we have so many nice questions. I really wanted to talk about and to go through all of them. But I think I'm gonna ask you question number 8 about independence and success. Do girls think being independent is related to being successful? Are these two things connected or not? I think this is a difficult question, at least for me. I need to think a little bit, but it's okay. I will start asking you girls to know your point of view or perspective. So let's start with you, Vic. What do you think? Are these two things connected? Number 8. Vic, are you there? Maybe she's not. Vic, when you're back, text us, okay? Send a message here in the chat. Let's hear from you then, Rose. What do you think about it?
I don't think they are related. It depends on like the person. I mean, I think that when you can be independent even if you are not in the time of your life that you would like to be. You know, if you haven't reached your goals, you can be dependent with that situation. I think success is when you're actually fulfilled, you know, doing something that you like doing or achieving the goals that you dreamed of your entire life, and then you reach that goal and you feel like this is where you want it to be. But being independent doesn't need success coming with it, you know, because there are a lot of people that are independent financially, but they are not as successful as they thought they would be by the time they thought. So I don't think they are related. You know.
Yeah, that's true. And we have already talked about success many times here, and this is really it's such a personal perspective, right? Maybe for you it like these two things are related, but for like someone else they are not, right? Like for me, I think it would be, because since I've been depending on my parents for so long, I think when I have my own place, it's going to be such a successful moment, like finally I have my own place, I have my own house, I have my own stuff, I set the rules. So I think it's going to be, but I totally agree with you that it's not always like this, right? Yes. What do you think about it, Tai? How do you see it?
I agree with you both, because successful is very personal. Well, sometimes you are independent, but you're not as successful as you wish, So I think it's because you set you're successful, You think, for example, for some people, be successful is have children and can be support them. And for other people, for example, for me, I am already independent because I work and all, but I think for me, I will be successful when I achieve the things professionally, and also when I can also in the professional field, when I can be working and traveling. That's something I really want. When I can communicate me better, because I know I have a great English, but there's something in me that stop me. I have this difficulties to talk to other people. So it's on me. That's something I have to work on me. And I think when I have this workout, I will be successful in my metrics. So for me, it's not,
It's not like connected, right? Like these things are not connected. Yes, I loved it. Yes, so many nice things to discuss, but I will go to the last one, okay? Since there are just the three of us here. How is aging, number 9? So we are talking about dependency, now the kind of the opposite, right? This thing combines both health and social conditions, right? Like we like talked a lot about money and about finances. How is aging and independence related? And I want to know from you if you girls are afraid of getting old and being dependent on other people, or if it's okay for you, if you are trying to do something to avoid being dependent. I know it's hard, but I'm trying to go to the gym at least to have like to be strong, like physically, and to have good health, eat healthily, to try. I am not afraid of getting old, but I am afraid of being dependent on other people. And I think it's bad. How about you, Rose? Share with us.
I am not afraid of getting old. Yes, I need to exercise a little bit more. For my health is like one of the goals that I'm setting for next year. And I'm not afraid of getting old. I think this is going to happen to everyone, and I'm not going to get rid of it. So I, I'm not, and I also, I don't think I'll be ashamed of being older, because a lot of people feel ashamed of being older. And well, this is something natural, so why would I? But I don't think I'm afraid to be dependent on someone or people, as long as I feel like I've created boundaries, and I also created nice relationships with them. Because I think, like, in my family, this is something that I always talk to here at the house. Like with my daughter, for example, she's 9 years old, and she told me that she would take care of me when I was like when I get older, actually. So I'm saying you're not forced to do it. I mean, I'm going to to try my best to be as independent as I can, and I could, even go to home where people can take care of me if I can take care of myself anymore, or I have my wife, so we would both take care of each other. But I don't want to force her to take care of me. Feel like she's obligated to do something, or just uh, not living her life because she has to take care of her mom or moms. So I am trying my best to be independent enough to not force her to take care of me and not live her life. So this is the way I think, but I'm not afraid of depending on her. It's just that I don't want to be a burden, if it's the case.
Yeah, there's a funny story in my family. My grandma had 7 kids, and she has always said, "Oh, I'm gonna have 7 kids because they are going to take care of me when I get older. They are going to pay my bills and afford everything." And then guess what? When she got older, nobody wanted to be there with her, and like it was really bad. So it's really complex, when you how can I say this? Yeah, like when you count on other people on that level, right? Like, oh, my children are going to be there for me. No, they won't. They will be living their own lives, right? So it's really, really hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just want to add a comment on that. That's why I mentioned, it's really important to create good relationships with the people around you, especially like family members, because like your example, if how was their relationship, just not like asking you anything, just wondering, like this also happened in my family. So I'm like, you have to build connections with people around you if you want to make sure that you can count on them for anything, you know and I know we're not perfect, nobody's perfect, but I think that we have to try. It's just not just one way, it's just like 2 ways that we have to work on these relationships.
Yeah, definitely. We're running out of time, and I'm bringing the guys back from the breakout room, but I really need to thank you. It was amazing talking to you about independence. I will talk to Ty after the meeting because I want some tips from her. I'm thinking about moving to Belo Horizonte, so I will talk to you. I'll text you on LinkedIn so that we can talk a little bit, and I want to get some advices. Yes, welcome back. The boys are back. I want to know how the conversation was. Lira, oh, he left just because I asked him. Okay, I'm gonna call someone else then. João, how was the talk in the breakout room? Share with us.
Oh, it was really nice. It's a more complex topic than I thought when I started reading, and I don't know. I think we shared a lot of different visions that I think I learned something today. I think the boys also learned something today. I like the topic.
No, that's awesome. Very good. I must confess, I love when this happens, like when we can think from other perspectives, like when we can reflect on other things. So I'm glad you had a good time. Fernando, I want to know from you how have you achieved your independence?
So in the breakout home, we had different perspectives of independence. So that was really deep. And in my case, I think I achieved independence in some points, like financially, I'm pay my own rent, I buy my own things, and that's a kind of independence. But there are some other fields that I didn't achieve yet. For example, I would like to travel for English speak country, and I cannot do it right now. So maybe I'm not that independent. So I think I'm in the path yet.
Yes, and it's okay too, right? Like we were talking about it here in the main room, and like each one of the girls have different experiences, and it was really nice to see it, to see from this from this other point of view. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for sharing. Let's ask Murilo now. Murilo, what are the pros and cons of being independent? You're going to be the last one.
It's a hard question.
Yes.
I answered in another one. This question on the pros, it's living alone, and this can be something in time. And the cons for me, because it's living alone too, you away your family, yeah, when you live in another country, for example. But it can be a good challenge for your life because you learn it a lot if you living alone. Yeah, for me, that's it.
Very good. Yeah, living alone can be good and bad, right?
Yeah.
Very good. Guys, we are running out of time. I have no words to thank you tonight. It was really, really nice. I hope you guys have enjoyed this subject because I just loved it. Thank you so much, Rose and Ty. Vic was here too, but she left. And the guys who were in the breakout room, I hope you guys have thought about it, and I hope you keep reflecting on this subject that is so important. Have a great night. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Tomorrow is my last meeting. We're going to talk about this year, of course, such a classic, right? Last meeting of the year, talk about 2022, reflect on the next year. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. I'm here again. Okay, you can send your feedback here in the link I sent in the chat. And thank you so much for coming. Have a great night.
Thank you.